How long gone? Beautiful Mother's Day Sunday here in Atlanta. It's 72 and sunny. The birds are chirping. Everybody's getting out of church. You know, Chick-fil-A is closed. Everything's right with the world down here.
Chick-fil-A is closed, but Raising Cane's free two-piece today.
Oh, is that true?
I just saw it on Twitter. The AI generated image looked like it might not be real, but
my question,
I don't know if it was poo crave or pop crave. Okay,
sure. But how do you prove? Because in Atlanta, I don't know how to say this. There might be some,
Don't get into I ain't the daddy, I ain't the mama shit in the first 10 seconds.
How do you prove that you're a mom?
How do you prove that you got to show the C-section scar?
All right, pull it up. Let's see it. All right, two-piece for you. Two-piece for you, your little friend.
Oh, natural birth? That ain't natural. Wait,
Raising Cane's ain't giving a two-piece to a natural birth. There ain't no way.
Does Raising Cane's offer free two-piece meal today for Mother's Day? Come on, bitch.
You're saying it's a meal? So you're saying you get some sides too? It ain't just a
Raising Cane's only has one meal.
Oh, I didn't know. I've never been inside of one. What is it?
It's chicken, crinkle cut fries, and then if you want some bread on the little Texas toast on the side, you can get it.
Okay, but you can differ on the amount of strips that you get.
I think so. Let me see here.
Okay.
Raising Cane's Caniac Club Mother's Day BOGO. One free box combo with the purchase of another box combo.
Oh, all right. So your baby daddy got to buy one, and then you get one free.
Yeah, but you also have to be a registered card-carrying member of the Caniac Club to redeem this value. So
okay, so this
is obviously this is a sign up. They're trying to get your data.
They're getting your fucking email address
on Mother's Day.
They're getting your
Mama want the data. Give me the data, bitch. Right. What's the last four of your social? I'll give you an extra piece of bread.
Okay, so you get a free Texas toast if you give them your social. That's a nice deal over there at Raising Cane's. I didn't realize Raising Cane's.
So I mean, obviously this is sort of a religious affront on the Chick-fil-A, observing Sundays off for the good Lord. Raising Cane said, "It's Sunday, Mama got to eat. Mom comes before God, if you ask me."
But this feels like a day for Cookout or Ryan's Steakhouse or something a little more down market, I would say, because Cane's.
You said Ryan's Steakhouse?
Raising Cane's.
I don't know about who Ryan.
Ryan's. You don't need Ryan's Steakhouse is a place we used to go to after church occasionally. It was
income tax hit. I go into Ryan's Steakhouse. I said, "Bring me Ryan."
It's a buffet style restaurant, but the highlight is a soft serve machine that you're able to operate on your.
It kind of feels like a little bit of a soup plantation of the South. Oddly enough, the most plantation part of the country.
I've never been to soup plantation either, but I imagine that
it's a feeding trough, and then you have the soft serve machine. I'll never forget the first and last time I went to the one in Gatwater Village way back in the day, and I saw this family, and they had this little fat kid, and the kid took his little fountain drink cup, dumped out his Coca-Cola.
Hell no.
Went over to the soft serve, and he filled the whole thing up. He was looking back at his parents, who were just like not even paying attention to him, and I looked at him, and I was like, "Do it, fatty." He's probably not alive anymore.
He filled up the whole cup.
He filled up the whole 24-ounce.
Wow.
Big gulp cup with the soft serve just kept on coming out.
That
kid was so happy.
He wasn't even stoned. That's crazy.
We don't know that.
I guess we can't prove that. Yeah, we can't prove that. But happy Mother's Day to all of our listeners out there. And we'll be celebrating, of course, tonight with my mom at famed Decatur institution Athens Pizza, which is
Audemars.
A black family classic. Well, we got to get into the Audemars because I was talking to Mike Nouveau, and Mike Nouveau said broke boys are eating with this Swatch collab. He said finally you can afford an AP is what he said to me actually.
Wow.
He's firing shot. I come to him head bowed asking for information about this collaboration I'm seeing all over Twitter, and Mike Nouveau pulls out his 9mm and hits me in the fucking left leg and the right leg. Like, bro, come on, I'm just asking questions, bro. I came to the boss.
Yeah, come on, Mike. We're trying to work with you, not against you. And sending shots like that, you don't want it, bro.
You don't want it. But I said I mean, look, this is a good opportunity for you, a guy who
can enjoy your little AP, no hose.
A guy. Yeah, they ain't got hose in Geneva, just watches. All right, so it looks like you who famously claims that you can kind of wear anything and pull it off, and you've done it successfly with Yeezys and a Kurt Cobain Supreme shirt so far. I'm thinking maybe I'm gonna have to dip into my savings, and it's time to spend $300 on the pink AP Swatch for TJ. And it's gonna be chaining day over in Glendale. We're gonna see how far you get with this big boy on your wrist.
Okay. I need to look at the colors on offer. We've got lemon, orange, pink flamingo, lime, electric blue, black, and cloud white. This is a tough one. Are you thinking pink? Pink seems a little too on the nose. I have to go the road less traveled, and I think it's going to be limelight, which is sort of like...
I like that you think you have a choice in this. I'm the buyer, bitch. I'm buying this shit.
But also, Chris, one thing to know, like any Swatch, the band and the face are
interchangeable.
Sort of interchangeable, yeah.
So, of course. Okay.
It's a combo game at this point.
Okay, so if we're doing something real sick, we get the X Swatch and put the AP pink straps on it. Oh my god!
At this point, I'm just gonna get real actual AP straps.
That's nice.
The Royal Oak on the X Swatch.
That's nice. X Swatch.
Step your little edge money up.
Bridge 9 message board ain't ready for Jason pulling up with the Swatch, the X Swatch AP combo.
Yeah, they're more into ARs than APs over there.
This is big because it seems like the watch community is upset about this. You know what I mean? But I think that obviously for a brand that is Audemars, which is,
let them get upset.
They're playing in the 0.000001% of people that are purchasing, APs new, let's say. I think this, as a, not to put my Orin hat on, but this does feel like a smart exercise in brand for both Swatch and AP. And I don't think this will negatively affect sales of $100,000 watches at all.
I don't think so either. The diffusion line typically just makes the real brand even more aspirational.
Mike Nouveau said this is worse than H&M Margiela when Misshapes was popping.
Damn. He's got a point.
He's got a point. But I'm interested to see what actually happens with it, because I think that it feels pretty... Like, it just feels smart to me. I don't know. As a person who hates G-Shock, this feels like a better option. This feels like a better option if that's where you want to play.
It is a better.
For all, also, I mean, can you imagine the guys going crazy right now that have Cause home furnishings? Can you imagine what David Cho's doing right now? Oh, my God.
Yeah, he's got every color added to cart because... and it also really the interchangeability of the Swatch. This is
you have to buy them all.
You're introducing a Swatch to a whole new market because more people nowadays are familiar with the Audemars than the Swatch nowadays, just because of whatever Destroy Lonely is rapping about while he's wearing a leather diaper. So like nobody's rapping about Swatches. Swatches haven't been popular since we were in diapers. So.
Yeah,
this is good for the Swatch world, good for the AP world, and that interchangeability. Right now, I was talking to somebody last night who at a wedding I DJ'd, New York Times reporter, and he was talking about how he made a documentary about Legos, people that are like professional Lego makers back in college. And I was like, oh, you were so before your time, because I feel like nowadays every parent I know, every autistic parent I know, their kid is like a Lego fucking, they have a room in their house just for Legos.
Bro, you can get the Mies van der Rohe, like you can get the real ones. You know what I mean? It's a
so all that autistic, I want to build things and create custom one-offs and color mixing and this goes on this and I'm going to represent myself. It's a great time to get that creativity flowing and get your unique piece flowing at an affordable price.
Okay, so if anybody from AP or Swatch is listening, please send me a link to purchase. I'll pay full price. And Jason is contractually obligated to post on Stories and Grid. So I don't
like this deal. You gotta pay and I gotta post.
I gotta pay. You gotta post. This is what you have to do. You kind of have to invest in yourself. You know what I mean?
As a content creator like Oren, you gotta pay to play. You gotta invest in yourself.
Exactly. I'm like I show speed when it comes to buying this watch for you.
This Rivian is a write-off, bro. It's a business expense because
exactly.
I'm gonna review it.
I'm doing this for you, bro. This is Car and Driver. I was taken aback by that. All right, so congratulations to Emily and David, the couple that got married last night. And I was hoping I wanted to move this podcast up a little bit so that I would get the prime hungover. I wanted a 10 a.m., but I wasn't going to push it.
You want a big bro with one eye open still?
Yeah, with one eye open.
I could have done it, to be honest. I could have done it. I should have done it, to be honest. I'm sorry about that. I thought you were busy at
I didn't.
Your little crisp brunch.
I didn't offer. I didn't push it because I thought it would be disrespectful. But you're saying you were up and at 'em and you had already had a mimosa and a Miller Lite.
Yeah. This hoochie daddy been up. I got
All right.
2 yoga mats moved into my room at the Nine Orchard. I was trying out these push-ups where you every time you go down you spread your arms like Jesus on the cross, and then you go back and do another push-up. Have you seen this?
You spread them out like your chest is touching. You spread your arms out. You bring them back.
Yeah. You go all the way down, chest on the floor, and then you spread your arms out completely without lifting your chest up.
Sure.
You know, whatever mobility shit, and then you go back and then do a push-up. And I saw these guys doing it on my phone, and I was like, I'm gonna give this a try.
Good?
I did. I
feel good.
I felt pretty good. I did 16, and then I stopped.
Yeah, I did something fucked up today that I wished I wouldn't have done. I felt compelled to do a track workout because I'm next to, I'm pretty close to a high school.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go do a little track workout. Got my little program. I was like, yeah, this will be, something light. It's 72 degrees outside. It's beautiful, and I'm feeling it. Let me say that.
What is a track workout?
I mean, you warm up, you do like 2 laps, and then you do some leg swings and like high knees and shit on the football field, and then they hit the run at a quote unquote comfortably hard pace for 6 laps, and you do 4 200-meter sprints, and then you finish with like an easy jog mile. It was fun, but I was out on a track alone.
Little coochie blaster over there.
Yeah, I was on the track alone, and it was besides a couple of fatties playing softball. That was kind of it.
With the Joe Budden podcast, you're never really alone though, Chris.
I have to listen to music when I run. Listening to a podcast when you run, unless you're doing something long, feels very weird to me. Mm-hmm. It feels very. I don't know. A lot of people do it. I know.
It's sort of you have to. It's for those people who it's all about the notes you don't play. You know what I mean? It's for people who can't just play the regular. I'm just gonna run and listen to.
If you can't run and listen to early Fall Out Boy by Taylor Swift's favorite lyricist, then I don't really know what you're doing. What's the point of hitting the track, really?
I need some more, because running, it's not like jazz. It's a lot like Fall Out Boy, right? And they're common time signatures.
If you think about it, I mean, I think the issue with running and music is that it does, if you're like, my heads tell me that it'll spike your, if a song comes on, it's super upbeat and you like it, it's hard. It'll change your pace a little bit if you're not a pro.
It makes the little carrot getting dangled in front of you look a little more yummy.
But I'm going on another Satisfy trip to Arizona on Thursday, and I don't know what we're going to do.
I know what you're going to do. I saw the brief. You're going to do 250 miles.
And so yeah, dude, I started following the Cocodona, the 250 mile race Instagram, and the last finisher was I almost started crying. Guy was probably my dad's age. Everybody was there screaming for him. 2 guys having to basically carry him over the line. It was beautiful.
Finna cry.
Honestly, it was beautiful.
He's no longer with us.
Yeah, he did pass. I've never been to Arizona though, so I'm excited.
Keep it that way, ho. Never been. Welcome to Arizona, duck, bitch.
I know it does feel like a place where you like jail is outside. You know what I mean? But other
like the airport in Hawaii.
Yeah. But other than that, I'm looking forward to. I don't plan to get arrested in Tucson.
The jail in Arizona. They have misters in the summer. It's actually kind of nice.
But I just feel like it's something. Hopefully, I'm not sleeping on a cot. But other than that, I'm looking forward to it.
You said you're in Tucson, Sedona.
Fly to Phoenix. Then
Wolf.
I think the event that we're doing is in Tucson, yeah.
Okay.
And I mean Arizona for whatever reason is like a big hotbed for like long distance running culture. Mm-hmm. I guess I would assume because of the
because Arizona is a literal hotbed.
The weather is probably pretty good year round. I would assume. I guess that's why athletes live there.
Consider the altitude play as well.
Yeah, no, I think that's a big part of it too. Mm-hmm. But all right, so you're feeling fine. Yeah, how late did you stay up?
No, not feeling fine. I stayed up probably till 2.
Okay.
But I started drinking at like 8.
Did you get into the packet at all, or was this all natural?
This is all natural. This is natty. I developed some allergy-related sinus issues in the last few days, just with all the international travel, late nights, butter and wine consumption, lack of everything that I need to ground myself.
Lack of everything.
Just a general lack of everything. Yeah, the nasal passages. There was a road closure. Traffic was being diverted to other holes.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you one thing that'll clear a hole right up. Couple bumps, knock it right out of there. Put a little water in the nose. Oh,
yeah. I do have an aloe nasal saline rinse that I got from the DR. That's Dwayne Reed, not Dominican Republic.
You're saying Aloe, the yoga brand, is making? Oh, I didn't know that.
No, it's aloe with an E, bro. Aloe vera.
Oh,
aloe vera.
You put aloe vera in your nose, bro?
Yeah, it's a nasal spray because your nose.
I ain't never heard of that now.
The nasal. You've had a saline rinse in the nose, surely, but I got to keep my all my sinuses wet, dripping. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I got to keep my sinuses on Aquafina.
Okay, so it's feeling better or worse?
But I did hear other people last night were mentioning that they had cocaine that they believe was made out of ground up angel wings. Is how good it was.
Wow, I've never heard that used as a descriptor.
It was the pack.
They procured it, or they were there.
They procured it. It was sourced.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I believe it's crazy to me that you, as a nightlife DJ, when you heard that, your sinuses aside, you couldn't resist taking a little numbie or something.
Well, the problem with DJing on coke is not good for me, because when I DJ, it's like my ADD stim out kind of. You've made fun of me for tapping that Q button.
I don't make fun. No, I'm not making fun of you. That is a signature move that I like. I'm not making fun of you. I want to be very clear.
Okay, sorry. I'm projecting. You're right. I'm projecting, and Carolyn will often like to mimic my Q tapping as well. Like, oh, DJing so hard. Tap, 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 tap.
Okay, all right. Well, next time she needs a package picked up, you're busy. How about that? How about that? Oops, I was so busy tapping my button I didn't hear the doorbell.
Yeah. Some guy came from knocking on the doors from WorldNet or something like that, but I was in the sauna, so I told him to cruise back later.
I didn't really.
No, yeah. So basically, cocaine with the DJing, I end up getting too in my head. I get too flustered, and I'm already kind of up on the decks,
because
I need to kind of come down.
You're flying from the high of performing for a rapt audience.
There is that, but also I'm not the kind of person, I'm not the Ricardo Villalobos type of person where you just put on a 12-minute song and then you just have a conversation with your friend, dance around, have a cigarette. I'm thinking about what song am I going to play after the song that's going to play after the song. I'm getting this. I'm testing out. Do these songs sound good?
Was it a turn up? Was it in turn up environment last night?
It was a turn up environment. It went from, it had a good pace to it. The wedding had some kind of Soviet homies. There was a little Soviet contingency with some of the elders.
David's family, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you play some? Did you get into your Soviet classics bag?
I did. He sent over a handful of tracks, and I had the hardest time because he sent over Spotify links, and they're all in Russian or Ukrainian or a Soviet language of some sort. So we got the Toys R Us backwards R. We got all kinds of unique symbols that the yen dollar sign is in there.
Yeah. It's letters that don't belong together. You know what I'm saying?
So the funny part was I literally I couldn't copy and paste text from Spotify into the search bar to find these songs to download them. And I also don't have the keyboard or the ability to type each of these letters out.
Bro, I told you I gave you back the Russian laptop that you let me borrow. I gave you back the Russian MacBook.
Russian laptop sounds like a good name, like a mysterious Drake song name.
Yeah, Russian laptop, 3 a.m. in Russia.
Well, speaking of Drake, when I mentioned that Drake should have called his album Stick Season, or another rapper, the Noah Noah Kahn album, and I did
Noah
find out.
Kahn flip.
I found out what stick season means. It's the season in between autumn and winter, where drum roll, there's a bunch of sticks.
He brings up sticks a lot. We're gonna get into that. But okay, so you had to get on. But I thought all your
So basically, what I had to do, it seems like an easy thing to do. You just copy and paste, but like Spotify doesn't let you copy and paste the song title or the artist name. You can copy and paste the release date, the track length, just like dumb facts or whatever. But you can't copy. If it just says the Beatles, I can't select that and paste it. If you drag it, it sends a URL. The URL doesn't have any info. So I had to literally screenshot each track on Spotify, copy and paste it, and slide it into ChatGPT for it to translate into English so I could Google these songs.
Well, here's the problem I'm having, because I thought famously all of your stolen music was from Russian websites.
Funny you bring that up, because normally when I get a playlist of like, here's the wedding songs, I'm like, all right, 50 Cent, Best Friend, Spice Girls, this, whatever it is. I go and I'll go and download it. I'll try to find it on SoulSeek or whatever, and if I can't, then I'll rip the MP3 or whatever. But all these songs, you type it into Google and it just brings up a Russian website that has a button that says download and get the perfect 324.
Oh, hell
Russian
yeah.
people,
Man.
they're like, bro, we don't share files. We don't sell files.
We give them. We bless you with the files. Damn, it's like vodka. That's
because
amazing.
there's no rule. They're like, they have so much going on over there that they're like, we don't care about somebody pirating MP3 files. What the fuck are you talking about?
That's
MP3 files are like property of society. Like
we don't.
It's not something you could sell.
Now is okay. So would you played this? I imagine the old heads went fucking crazy.
They were going crazy. They were liking it. There was,
Sick.
and that's I was telling Emily and David this. This is my favorite part about DJing a wedding is the ethnic dance music section.
Yeah, of course.
It makes my life easier, and it's a win-win for everybody. So for me, I get to play like 8 songs I've never heard in my entire life, don't know how to play them. So it's fun trying to figure out how to mix them into each other. And everyone, all the old heads in the crowd are like, respect, thank you so much for playing the music of my people. I'm going to show out. I'm going to do all the cool dances. I'm going to have a cigar in my hand. I'm going to turn up like a boss, take the jacket off, got the suspenders. I'm geeked out. And then all the, regular people our age who have never heard Ukrainian Eurodance classics from 1991, they're all like, oh, this music is different and fun. So like, I'll play a Persian wedding, I'll play an Armenian wedding, I'll play a Russian wedding.
It's a win-win for everybody.
And the whole club is just like, this music is fucking sick and turned up, so everyone just rages.
That's great.
It's win-win-win-win. And then also that eats up, when you DJ a wedding, sometimes you got to DJ 4 or 5 hours. So that little rock block of, communist trap music, that eats up a good, 20% of your total time.
I'd rather play communist trap music than Arcade Fire or whatever. You know what I mean? If gun to my head, that sounds pretty good to me. That's great.
But
That's great.
and on that note of eating up that whole 5 hours, because it can be tough because the crowds at a wedding, it's not just like a nightclub where it's just like we're gonna party all night. There's hills and valleys, and we're coming down. Now the pizza's coming out. We take a break. We're doing the cake cutting. You lose and bring the dance floor back many times throughout the night, and it can be a little scary at first if you haven't done it. And I was thinking about that, that Mike Tyson quote, everybody has a plan until they get punched in the nose.
That's right, yeah.
It's very, very similar to DJing a wedding, like, because every time the bride and groom will send over their playlist, and it's like, these are the songs that we love and, define us as a couple, and, he proposed to me in Antigua to this one, and, I got bit by a spider in the Maldives, and that, this reminds me of that fucking, you can't really play all of those songs because like nobody else has a connection to it. So
Yeah, you just gotta play Robin again.
you could send over that Lou Reed track, but I Got Better Off Alone is, on the back burner. It's just gonna come out,
I see what you're saying.
because everyone's drunk and getting silly. It's I kind of like it.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's fun. Well, that sounds. So did you go out after the wedding, or were you done at the wedding? You went back to the.
No,
Okay.
I was gonna go to Public Record, friend of the show, Louise Chen, and from Chen TS was DJing there with this girl Moxie.
One of the greats.
But I was just, I was beat, man, just fucking beat, just standing in the same place for a lot of hours and drinking martinis. It'll take it out of you. So I just went back to the crib. Passed out. Didn't even have a 3 a.m. bodega sandwich. Kind of proud of myself.
I am proud of you too. That's like, three's late, but sometimes you got to do it, bro.
No, sometimes because I didn't really have dinner. There's some chicken breasts I ate at the wedding. It was delish, but I didn't want to fill up on the platter before I'm about to bust it down. But I woke up and I ordered my Juice Vitality delivery. Loving the Juice Vitality. Do you order from there?
I don't even know what that is.
Just some shit I seen on Caviar, but they got everything you need. They got all the smoothies, the fresh juices, the cold brews.
Where is it? Where is it located? Like, do you know where it is located?
The lobby of my hotel. I don't fucking know. A man bring it to me on the bike.
No.
I have no idea, but it can't be that far from me. It's
yeah, of course.
You should be in the delivery zone on Caviar, but
actually, though, that's the fucked up thing about all this is that it's a little bit like they'll deliver anything anywhere now. The rules are off.
Oh, really?
It's not like it used to be.
So it's kind of like this is what it's going to be if somebody wants to take like an Uber driver. Like if you want this ride, you can get it if you want.
Yeah, if you want to pay for it and you want to wait, like okay, good for you. We're down.
You want to pay $470 to bring this Katz's Deli to somewhere in Delaware? Somebody will be like, yeah, I'll do that.
That's like yeah.
Actually, no, I saw that. There's this. Sorry for interrupting. There's like a Taskrabbit style app that I saw an advert for in London, and it was basically it's kind of like a Taskrabbit, but it's like a bulletin board thing where you post a job and how much you're willing to pay.
Yeah, and
then people who are sort of on the brink of suicide are able to accept that offer, and then the example that they were using was somebody was offering 20 quid to come pick up the dog shit in my backyard and mow the grass. So like you're thinking. So I'm wondering like these are people who are like.
Don't let me near that. Do not let me near that. Wow, that's
these
crazy.
are people. I mean, which is so cool, and I wonder, and it has like a little like kind of gambling economy energy to it. Like
definitely. Yeah.
I mean, I'll do it for 23, and you're like $21.50.
Yeah,
best I can do. Like, we're gonna like wager. Negotiate over 75 cents for you to come over to my, and then also if any of these tasks involving like a strange person entering your home and property, these are people on the brink of death. Someone's going to be like, yeah, $20 to clean up a backyard full of dog shit and mow the lawn. Like,
I wouldn't. I don't do dog stuff, but
I would mow a lawn for 20 all day.
Mowing a lawn for 20 is just that's like pretty standard stuff. I mean, obviously a London lawn is not going to be, depending on what neighborhood, it's not going to be
unless it's the cricket pitch.
It's not going to be sprawling. Yeah. I would assume. I was I thought of
it wasn't at Plum Sykes's house
because at the Met we were having dinner before the GQ party, and my friend Sam was like, yeah, actually, I bet on Polymarket that Frank Ocean wouldn't be at the Met because I knew for a fact he wouldn't be there, and I won. Like not crazy, but like enough money to be like sick. That was easy.
Yeah, I think about that stuff sometimes where there's information that I know a little bit like that, and I always wonder like what, like when you fully do know, confirm that something's not going to happen, or like we do know that we're about to bomb a country tomorrow, and someone mysteriously bets $900 million that it's going to happen. If I have that locked information, I know that Frank Ocean's not even in the country. What's stopping you from betting your life savings? You know what I mean?
No, I mean, nothing, really. Nothing.
But then how come nobody ever does it? I think everyone has, like, in your mind, without thinking about it, what's the dollar amount that you would put on it? 1,900 is what I thought of.
Yeah, like $1,000. I mean, it's also it's just silly.
But like, why not 10,000?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I mean, I know. I'm never going to do this. This is something that I'm absolutely not going to do.
I guess I think it's because that 1% chance in the back of your mind that if you lost 10 grand on some bullshit like this, you might jump off of a fucking...
Yeah. You're going to be mad. Your chick going to be mad. Everybody going to be mad at your ass.
I'm jumping off the Golden Gate.
But it was a fucking shoe-in. I didn't know he caught a flight. What do you want me to do? I wanted to talk about Phoebe Bridgers. Because she's back, and I was thinking she's doing these
Yonder Case King.
My Yonder Case King. So Phoebe is there's a new album, and unfortunately for me, it seems to be space themed because she's doing these pop-up shows in Roswell, New Mexico. She did Roswell, New Mexico, and Lubbock, Texas, which are both they both have famed alien stories attached to them. And these are small towns, and I was thinking,
take me to your dealer.
I was thinking yesterday, I was like, this is actually, imagine if you're trying to get a fucking cortado in Roswell, New Mexico. You know what I mean? If Phoebe Bridgers is in town, there ain't nobody to serve you, bro.
The whole city shuts down.
There ain't nobody to serve you. Anybody that, like, you try. I mean, dude, it's bad.
Yeah, the milk options are not gonna make you happy.
There's no service workers left in fucking Lubbock, Texas, if Phoebe Bridgers is playing for 300. But I'm hearing, so she didn't let you bring in cameras. Obviously, it was a Yonder Pouch, comedy show style thing. But then there was also you can't bring pen and paper, which I thought was so sick to say no pen and paper, because her fans are definitely Moleskine ass, number 2 pencil ass fans who would write down her lyrics and then, tell us about Bo Burnham on Reddit for the next 3 months before the album comes out.
Which I don't like that. I think that if you care so much to bring in a paper and pencil to write down these lyrics, she should let you, because it's an analog.
I think it's funny.
Dedication.
I think it's all funny because her fans are so cucked. She could literally be like, wear one shoe and shave your head. And they'd be like, all right, whatever you say, mother, we'll be there. Like, it doesn't matter. Charge you $1,000, shave your head, get a tattoo, pierce your nipple. All right, no problem. I'm in.
Yeah, the only way men can be in attendance is you have to show proof of your vasectomy. Kind of like when you get that's how you get a free Raising Cane's meal on Mother's Day for the fellas. But because I was thinking, like, what's worse, not being allowed to bring in a piece of paper and, journal your thoughts and maybe some lyrics that stuck with you at the emo show, which seems like a national pastime for indie musicians. I think that should be not only allowed but celebrated. What's worse or more cucked, that or, showing up front row and setting up your Uno card game and your knitting thing on the front of the rail, and then as soon as the show begins, you are filming the entire thing, with yourself in it. You're not enjoying the show. You're not listening to the music. You're only there, to make it about you. What's worse, that or just sitting in the back with a piece of paper, diligently scribbling down lyrics about?
How about I'll say this?
Bo Burnham's dick.
How about this? I'll let you bring in paper and watercolors if you would like to paint the scene, but I'm not going to let you write anything down. I think that's a good compromise. Obviously, that's choosing one creative medium over the other, which I hate to do, and I'm sure Phoebe hates it as well. But then today, these black and white photos came out of her in the lab with Maddie and Antonoff.
Some friends and some enemies. Also, Bo Burnham in the lab too.
Oh, he's cooking. Famously a musician.
Yeah, he's the Arab music of McNally Jackson.
But I'm saying, people are saying that the album is very, she's playing harmonica. It's very folky. I did hear some of the Brandon Flowers that I was talking about, his solo album, and it is also leaning country-ish. And I'm just saying that it's Chris season, baby. I'm eating. All these motherfuckers. We got Roston with the pedal steel. We got Phoebe with the harmonica. We got Brandon Flowers with the full Merle Haggard twang. Like, this is Chris season. We're back, baby.
Chris moves culture.
I'm just saying to you, bro. This is it. The pedal steel. If you play pedal steel, Colin, my friend Colin that plays with Katie and Jay, if you're Sandy that plays with Jay, this is your time. Like, you got to get your social going. Let's get some deals going, because you are going to be in demand. Everybody's going to want the pedal steel. It's one of our greatest instruments. I've said it before, and it seems like the music industry at large is really catching up, and it's going to catch on this year, Jason. And who knows? What if there's pedal steel on Iceman? We can't be sure that there's not. We can't be sure that 40 didn't call in some Nashville heavy hitters. We don't know.
It's true.
We have a week left. You know what I'm saying? Morby, I saw Morby play this surprise show, the small show at Lucinda's. You already know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
You already know. He's got saxophone.
Yeah, 40 was sending the album in for mastering. They finally finished it, and then they scrapped it all and got Big Thief in the studio. They're going to restructure most of the second act.
You know, it was good, not great. So we sent Drake down to Durham. He's going to sit with Brad for a little while, kind of figure out what to do. There might be a Hiss Golden Messenger feature. We don't know yet exactly.
Yeah, I would love to see 40 and Brad going blunt for blunt.
Dude, that honestly, that's
right. That's your verses.
That's my verses. No, honestly, I just was like,
blunt
wow,
after blunt.
Blunt after blunt. We'll do one in Durham, one in Toronto, one on the bridle path, one in Durham, bar for bar. See who wins. I mean, I just think it's a good sign overall for me. You know, it feels good right now.
So is this a recession D indicator?
Great question. I mean, I wonder. Look, if Iceman comes out and it's a smash, it could put a hurtin' on the pedal steel return. People might not notice it as much if I'm not screaming it from the mountaintops. You know, pink mountaintops, if you will. But I don't know if I don't know what's in the water. You know what I mean? I don't know what it is.
I think well, like I was saying before about how people really feel the need to make things about them, and you know, when people are becoming musicians, instrumentalists, you know, a big part of what they're doing, or you know, even a stand-up comedian or whatever, so much of what they're doing is for social media audiences. And I think those instruments, the pedal steel, the banjo, blah blah blah, that style of picking is sort of pick me behavior, pardon the pun. So, you know, nobody wants to just be a regular old musician. Like, no one's going to care about my drumming unless I'm doing the gnarliest drum solo ever. Or, you know, I'm not just going to be a really good guitar player. I'm going to be like, what if I played My Bloody Valentine, but it sounded a little bit like that, you know? And it has to just be some plucking, shredding, like, look at me, do my thing, look how I made this thing about me. We need more people, you know, everyone's saying, like, we need more plumbers and electricians. We need more rhythm guitar players and drummers that just stay in the pocket and shut the fuck up.
Stay in the pocket,
Not no sleep token bullshit. No. What if we did a drop D on this Primus thing and this is how I played
I agree.
this, you know?
Play your part, bro. Just play your part. It ain't about you.
I don't care that your vocal range is 7 octaves.
Well, talk to your boys at Greta Van Fleet. That video came out of them, and I was literally I knew that people hated them, so I think I never really listened to it. Shocking stuff, man. Huge, but it really is shocking. It's really just like, we want to be Led Zeppelin, but it's bad.
So bad.
It's crazy.
So bad.
And they look bad. Like, I was like, oh, maybe they're hot. Not even that. Not even that. Great video though. Really making the rounds. Really making the rounds. I like the Charli song. And at first I was like, I'm not sure about this. And you know what switched me on it, which is really interesting, is I kept hearing it in people's Instagram stories.
Okay.
And I was like, this is really catchy and I really like it.
It got beaten into your head. So are you saying that it worked, or it acted better, or maybe the pill was able to be swallowed when it was,
I think it's like the way that,
like a vehicle for a video narration versus just the song.
I mean, I guess it's just like the way people are like, yo, gotta listen to it in the car, or I gotta hear it in the club. You know what I mean? I think that there is a world where, like, you hear things like almost ambiently on Instagram and you're like, oh wait, like that's that new Charli song, and I actually like this a lot. You don't realize, like, I don't realize necessarily. The video is really good.
I love that new audio clip that you made, Charli.
1:55 is giving audio clip. You know, it's very short.
Sure.
But I like it, and I think it's like I like how polarizing it is too. I think it's like, it's funny that people just cannot lose their fucking minds. Just lose their minds. Well, and George is in the video. You know what I mean? Which is nice to see. George on drums is where, how God intended. Because she could have hired somebody, but why buy the milk when you get the cow for free? You know what I mean?
We've got rock at home, babe, and it's just George shredding on the fucking skins, man.
We've got rock at home. No, there's got to be somebody else we can hire. No, we've got rock at home.
Yeah, that's so. Imagine being George. You're just waking up. You're making your little pour over first spliff of the day, and she's like, "Babe, I'm making rock music," and he's like, "What year is it? I've been doing that for like years, and now suddenly you." That's kind of my fucking thing.
Here we go again. All right, fine. I'll be in the video.
It's interesting to see when things like this happen. How people who just don't know, like just a random person who's just like listen to this new song versus somebody like you and I, or a Taskrabbit or whatever, like people who pay close attention to music and culture and trends and blah blah blah, and the way different people react to it. And people like us, everyone's very like skittish and like, what does it mean, and what is the what is this, how is this shaping the culture? And then other people are like, that's the song where it goes like that's sick.
Yeah. I mean, I do think that I do think that we are
like when I actually yesterday when I was getting ready for putting my playlist together, Carolyn was like, "Oh, can you like on one of your songs tonight? Can you like have it do like that Charli effect?" And I was like, "What do you mean, like auto tune?" And she's like, "No, like have a song where it's like da 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 da." I'm like, "Yeah, sure, if that's what you want."
That's what you want. We could throw the filter on it.
I think the to me the irony is, you never know if Charlie's being serious or trolling. Are you making fun of yourself? Are you making fun of the world? Are you, is it earnest? Is it not? Or is it a wink? Is it not? And I like that the song, which is like The Dance Floor is Dead, I'm making rock music, but ironically that's the song. It's sort of like 3 sections of perfectly sampleable chunks of sound that can easily be remixed into the dance floor filler song of the summer.
Oh, don't worry.
Like, which is so smart, because you can, like, I'm a rocker, I'm making a rock album, I'm going to do a rock tour, and now I have, the next 18 months sorted out, and then everyone else is just going to go on Ableton and Fruity Loops and make amazing club remixes of all of these. You can get 3 different songs out of this.
Yeah. Harrison's got his thinking cap on for sure.
Harrison's gonna shred this one. Harrison, do that with Dizzy Rascal Bonkers mashup with this one. I would do it if I had the time, Harry, but I just don't. Okay.
You got a 6-hour flight this week, bitch. Let's go. Like, let's come on. This is it. Nothing I'd love to see more. You got your little. Why don't you pull out your little? Don't you have one of those little? When you see the real heads on the plane and they got what's the shit they bring on the plane? The MIDI, the little keyboard.
Oh yeah, the little.
That's really when you're really trying to get pussy.
That's broke hoe behavior to me. You're a real head when you have the little audio interface, just a little.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, can't you just plug your headphones into the headphone jack? Like, nah, I gotta go XLR.
Sorry,
it's just different.
It's been. Bro, our boy Jake Shane's getting body shots again, fam, and I can't.
Body by Jake.
I mean, look, he's posting shirtless selfies, working out at the Aloe gym. He's working on his body, and look, Casey Musgraves. I tried to get our How Long Gone. They were basically like, "That's cute," but we emailed you about another client, and we're not gonna. They tried to play game. They tried to play games with me. I was like, "Look, I'm sorry. We got to." Casey Musgraves. We love, obviously we're fans of hers here. The new album is pretty good. Jake Shane asked her about a lyric that forced her to explain time zones to him, and he is getting. I mean, this guy can't win, man. And like now people are coming to defend him. They're like, well, that's not actually what he was doing. He was actually. And it's like, dude, it's fine. He's bad at it, but it doesn't seem to be stopping him.
He can win, and that's why he's not stopping, is because
it doesn't matter.
He's publicly humiliating himself, sort of, but his core audience and the reason why he makes, hundreds of thousands of dollars in brand endorsements every year is because the people that love him, pay attention to him, and are converted by his content also don't understand that lyric and also don't understand what the big deal is about. Why he doesn't have a concept of how time zones work.
I'm sort of fine with.
They're also confused by that lyric.
Well, look, time zones are confusing. I mean, let's get it clear. I have to use a calendar. I got to Google and stuff.
Yeah.
I guess I just don't understand like what people are like. Oh, we used to have Charlie Rose and Diane Sawyer, and now we got Jake Shane. And it's like, well. I don't think that like I think that is true, but I also don't know if I don't know. I just don't think it's like there are people doing the same thing that are better than him.
I mean, like we got our man HH from Song Exploder coming on the pod this week. We got, Talk Easy with Sam. Like we have Joe and John on Popcast. Like we have people interviewing these musicians very intelligently, much better than we do.
Yeah, there's people doing the work.
It exists out there, and those people make money. It gets hits. Those clips do well. But also, so she needs to go and talk to all those people about the process so all of her, upwardly mobile, intelligent, thoughtful fans can enjoy that. And then, you have to go tap in with Jake Shane for all of the fan base that you possess that happens to be dumb. And that's most of your fan base if you're a global pop star.
I think most people's that's exactly what I'm trying to say. I think most people's fan bases are dumb. So I don't know if the Diane Sawyer, Charli Rose would work in the same way for everybody. Like I think that works for certain people. I mean, like when Joe was doing Diary of a Song, like that shit was amazing. I love that. I still think about it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, this is great. It's easy to digest. It's like, it shows that side of it. But you can't just do that. No one can just go do that.
And it's not a reflection of your quality of music. Like
no.
Casey Musgraves, whatever you're doing, if you're big enough, you have dumb people listening to it because just that's how, like, do you think Snail Mail wants to do like a Target only like vinyl thing where she films? No, but like
hell no.
Enough people buy your records from Target to where it makes sense for you to do it because you're just leaving money on the table.
Yeah, it's just I don't think that. I think that Jake. I mean, it's funny that this keeps happening to him. Of course,
dumb people money's still green,
dude. Greener, I would say. I would say that it's funny that it keeps happening to him. But I also think it's only working in his favor. I think it's one of those classic things where it's like, sure, a bunch of people we know are like dunking on him on Twitter, and his views and wallet only getting fatter.
Of course. And one day Kaya Gerber will come to her senses and leave that man. Kaya, you don't need anyone to make you look skinnier than you already are.
Yeah, when you're the baddest in the game, you don't got to sit with Jake Shane. I mean, it does make her feel taller.
Goal weight achieved.
I think it's pretty funny that Variety, like, basically every time this happens, Variety really goes after him, and people are like, all right, what's going on? Like, why is Variety hanging Jake Shane out to dry every time he misspeaks? And it's so fun. It's all so funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really think it's only helping him. And in that way, I'm sort of like, if you can roll with the punches and just be yourself and it works, like, God bless. I can't, no hate here.
Yeah. And, maybe Jake Shane, he's going to take all that money that he made from all of this content, all the ad sales and rev from those clips going viral, and maybe he will invest in, an SAT course or maybe some community college. He'll learn about how the time zones work, the rotation of the earth and things like that. But I mean, when I first heard that song, in Jake's defense, that lyric does kind of come out of nowhere. I did understand the meaning of it.
Well, it's a clunky It is
clunky,
lyric.
But that's why it's that zit on the forehead. It's calling out. It's saying like, hey, look at me, pay attention to me. So I could see why he might think that this is like a metaphor or a euphemism for something else versus like, the sun is going up in one part of the world and it's going down in another part of the world just because of how the world rotates and stuff. But I hate to defend Lil Jake, the Shepracon, but what are you gonna do?
Not Jake Shepracon. Ooh, that's gonna stick. Sorry, big dog. Sorry, big bro.
Look, I mean, if you're like that annoying of a person and you rise to celebrity fame and fortune, you hang out with bad chicks, make a lot of money, do whatever you want, fly private, all that shit. Take your lumps.
I had to tap in with the gay homies, see who's beating. That's what I need to know. I haven't heard any of the gay homies on who's beating.
Imagine him and Sam Smith in the same fucking Sniffies chat.
Don't do that. Do not take me. Not on Mother's Day, Jason. Don't take my mind there.
I'd love to see Jake Shane riding Sam Smith around like a minotaur in that little outfit.
Dude, do not.
Riding him around the Carlisle.
Shane Smith has a part. Why am I saying Shane? What's Sam?
Sam Smith and Shane Smith. Have you ever seen them both in the same room?
Ooh, something to think about. Something to think about. That's a How Long Gone exclusive. How Long Gone exclusive. That's actually crazy. That's actually
These are
really
the do's and don'ts of dressing like an anal An anal devil.
Dude, that's honestly, I've never thought about that. Yeah, I did watch Noah Khan on SNL last night, and I was sort of it all is making more sense to me now, Jason.
Mm-hmm.
They were good. Like, it's like a real band who can play.
Sure.
And you know how SNL is famously like people suck, especially if they're not real bands.
Oh yeah.
But I forget, because he's obviously 10 years or more younger than us.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm realizing now there's an entire generation of guys like this that were like raised on Bon Iver.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that is their goat. Like, Somber says that. Noah Khan says that. Like, it's very interesting that it's like, I'm taking Bon Iver and making it like Dashboard Confessional with like Vermont granola thrown in the mix, and it really works. And now I'm starting to like get it more from a conceptual, because to me Noah Khan sounds like Dashboard Confessional in overalls, in barefoot, but he thinks it sounds like Cat Stevens and Bon Iver. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
It's like one of those situations.
Yes. Interesting. Yeah. I mean, I guess if Bone, you know, when we were building with him, we went and saw Bob Dylan, and, you know, he's just saying, like, you know, basically, I'm just trying to sound like Bob Dylan, and it comes out like Bon Iver. And I'm sure Noah Kahan is just thinking, like, I'm just trying to sound like Cat Stevens and Bon Iver. But, you know, it ends up coming out differently just based on your flora and fauna. So it's just that nice little trickle down, and I'm sure there are a lot of podcasts that are awful that are like, yeah, we're just doing our Hell on Gone thing, you know.
I was like, oh, that's what this is. Like, that, it's like this is more like Dashboard Confessional than it is anything else to me. It's like a guy with acoustic, you know, obviously it's the same, you know. I think of it as like probably started as acoustic, now he's got a full band, you know, and it's this whole, you know, it's a much bigger thing.
Yeah.
But he was good, unfortunately.
And this is sort of part of your little your folk banjo pedal steel.
Exactly.
You know.
Yeah, he's the version I want to listen to the least, but at the same time, it slaps. Like,
a rising tide lifts all boats.
Exactly. It's undeniably like good for, you know, what it is.
Just in terms of it just being #music on its face.
Hits. Yeah, exactly.
You wrote about the Tony biopic. I haven't read that yet though.
Yeah.
On the Pulling Weeds.
I was basically just like,
could you distill that for me, please? No mistakes.
I mean, we've talked about it before. I think his whole thing is aged really poorly, and I think that making a sort of sanitized like Hollywood, it's like about the part of his life that's most boring. Like, I want to know about him doing heroin and committing suicide. I don't want to know about him learning to fucking dress a salad in Provincetown with Antonio Banderas. Like, I mean, I get it. Like, I think that's like how I think that's probably how people want him to be remembered. You know what I mean? But I think the darkness of him is what made him actually interesting, and this seems like it sort of ignores all of that.
Taking a page out of the Michael Jackson flick, huh?
Yeah, I just don't know.
But people are saying the Michael Jackson stopping before he did his sinister actions, they stopped right there, potentially setting up, you know, Michael 2.
Yeah, I mean, I think
we're going to get Tony 2.
I mean, Michael 2 makes sense because he's Michael fucking Jackson. I think that Anthony Bourdain, I don't know if we need 2.
What if they get Aja Argento to play herself?
Now we're talking. I mean, maybe it'll be good.
The role of a lifetime. Weinstein's going to set it all up from Rikers.
Just what he inspired is so funny. Just like the way that people, like, he really did cause more harm than good, I would say, in the overall. as much as I like the TV show and the time and like the books, I think the books are still good. I think the books are his best. He was
the Trojan horse. He was able to go in and destroy the culinary world from the inside out.
But I just think that vibe it just feels so dated.
Yeah.
And like the whole thing feels very like millennial soaked.
It's giving a mustache tattoo on the finger vibes.
Exactly.
Giving Shannon Sossaman.
Exactly. And maybe that's why they've stuck to this period, because that sort of avoids that for the most part. You know what I mean? Because it's whatever the 80s or, you know, I would assume.
Yeah. And also we in order for a movie to sell and do well, the lead typically has to be an attractive person in their 20s. Otherwise, it's just financially not going to be approved.
And Anthony Bourdain, for all of his you know, ills, he did look cool. For a guy on TV, he looked about as good as you can look. You know
He was
what I mean?
giving Mark Bolan.
Yeah, he like looked cool. He had a full head of hair. He didn't dress
Hung trade.
He didn't dress stupid. You know what I mean? He's still skinny. I think that. But you're right. Having a Dominique Cessna, you have to. Yeah, you don't. We don't want a 40-year-old guy. But and Stavi's in it, which is cool.
Yeah, it was funny. I was talking to my brother about that trailer, and he was like, it's so funny because my brother's grown up working in restaurants. He's like, every single restaurant has that Stavi guy in it.
Yeah.
And the first 2 weeks, it's really funny. And then it instantly is like, oh, this is the worst fucking person. We were joking around like it's all fun and games. Like this guy says funny stuff and calls people names. And then 2 weeks later, he like grabs a hostess's ass in the freezer or something like that, and you gotta like call the police.
You gotta get rid of him. That feels very true in this case. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it will do fairly well. You know what I mean? Just because he's got so many. But I do feel like also it's yeah, I don't know. He doesn't feel super like remembered the way other people do, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? If it doesn't feel like every year on his birthday I see him, it's not Dylan Reeder. I don't see a million pictures of him every year on his birthday or whatever. It doesn't seem maybe I'm not the only one that thinks it didn't age well, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think it's because the breadth of his work is a TV show that is kind of bad. And obviously Kitchen Confidential and his first book or two, those will be infamously passed down, but a lot of the content in there is sort of very dated. Like we don't need, like when it came out, it was like, holy shit, don't buy fish on a Monday from a restaurant because oh my God, like they're really peeling back all, like this is all old news now, but the books are doing well, but the show, you go back and watch it and it unfortunately did not age well. It's only interesting to see like which seasons he was like actively battling suicidal thoughts and drug use versus, which ones where he became addicted to jujitsu and was fucking body tea shit. But RIP to the god. Lastly, I was thinking about a new emerging trend. We were talking maybe a year or two ago about Benson Boone, the backflipping of it all, about how...
Damn, I forgot about Boone. He's off cycle, and you bring him up? That's crazy. Go ahead.
Yeah, he's busy. He's doing stuff. But and we were talking about how like it's no longer enough to just be a talented person who does a thing. You host a show or you make music or you're an actor or whatever. You have to do these kind of physical challenges now. You have to do the dance when you're on the TV show. You walk down the hallway, the aisle. I forgot what show it is, but you have to do these stunt things and you have to show your like weird skill instead of just like talking about what you're doing. And I've noticed that the female pop stars are now having to do their own kind of more subdued versions of these physical challenges. Whereas Benson is very much like, I'm going to do a backflip. Watch me. Hey dad, watch me kind of thing. But we got friend of the show and co-host from the GQ red carpet with us, Quinn Blackwell.
Oh, I saw this, bro.
I've seen multiple photos of her she goes on the red carpet and does a headstand.
Bro, she was doing that for the paparazzi outside of a party.
Yeah, so one of them was on the red carpet at the Billie Eilish 3D tour film release party, and then another one appeared to be in the literal gutter in front of the Chateau Marmont.
Yeah.
The literal gutter where she does a headstand. So she's in Benson Boone's plate. It's like her version of doing a backflip. We got Olivia Rodrigo doing headstands on the beach. We got Dua Lipa. Every other video, she's showing off her planking abilities and her Pilates shit. Everyone is going inverted. The girlies are inverting for 2026. It's the new trend. Watch this space.
I'm not disagreeing with you on that, and I think that the thing when a woman does a handstand,
upside down bitches stay winning.
When there's inversion, there's a chance that a titty pops out, and I think that is what I feel like that's what they're hoping for. A little slip. Oh no, you caught me. Oh, that's so crazy.
Okay, so win-win for all parties, and to quote Dave Chappelle, "Come on, titty," but
come on, titty.
It's the real. It's in an AI world where we are altering our face in post-production, we're altering our face with surgeries and injections. We don't know what's real on the body and what's not. You got Lauren Sanchez and Kylie Jenner's and all these people. You look at the before and after. These are two different people. You can't trust it. But when a bitch go upside down all the cards are on the table. You get to see core strength. You can't really cheat that.
No,
you
it's
can't
true.
get core
No.
strength in a pill or a needle. And number 2, the way that body sits when gravity come at you upside down, shit look different. You know what I mean? So that underarm turns into the upper arm. You know what I mean?
Damn.
Under titty is now top titty.
I'll say gravity will come for all of us. That's the one thing.
Is that booty sitting because it's in those Truies, or is that booty sitting because you've been getting after it at Dog Pound?
Yeah, it's leg day at Dog Pound.
Speaking of ass sitting in the Truies, I saw Zara Larrson yesterday at the hotel, and I saw the AirPod pop out of her pocket, right in the same curb that Quinn Blackwell put her headstand on. What, you know, the classic AirPod case lands slow motion on the asphalt, dime square, you know, piss and shit everywhere.
It's the worst.
Left ear pod goes flying 20 feet to the left, right ear pod 7 feet to the right, case goes 4 feet over there. And she went over and picked it up and put it back in her pocket. At that point, charge it to the game, right?
No, she's a humble queen. I like that. Don't send your man to pick it up.
She was keeping all that in the Truies.
I'm sure she was. Final, I just saw a tweet earlier today that I wanted to read for you before we go. T.I. wife looked like a garlic knot. I don't know. I don't know if you've seen that before, but I'm in Atlanta. I got T.I. on the brain. I just thought that one was pretty funny. I just thought that was pretty funny.
I guess there's a variety of pastry case items that she could be, you know, mistaken.
But garlic knot is particularly cutting, I would say, in the scheme of pastries.
Yeah, I mean, if you are just arguing with a person and he says your bitch built like a garlic knot, you have to fight them.
It's really funny. All right, How Long Gone? Thank you for listening. We'll be back next week with some more podcasts, and we'll talk to you guys soon.